Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. So today's video is a little bit different than a daily vlog, obviously. We are sitting down with you and doing a draw my life or draw our relationship kind of video. Neither of us are artists. We don't draw. We're actually both terrible.
I'm really bad.
So we're not actually going to be drawing anything, but we're just going to talk about it, tell our story, and we will include some pictures of our relationship and all the fun stuff along the way. If you're new to our channel, then definitely don't forget to subscribe, and if you enjoyed it, then obviously hit the thumbs up. Although we are very young, we've been together for a really long time.
Just for a sense of how young we are, I'm turning 21 in 7 days. Next week sometime. And she's 20, turning 21 this year, later this year.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind when we tell you sort of our life story, because it's a lot.
It makes a difference.
Yeah.
So we're gonna try to keep this video kind of under 20 minutes at least. But you might want to grab some popcorn or some snacks, and I guess we'll just get into how we met.
It was back in 2004. We were both 8 years old, and I had just moved to her elementary school. And the first week of school, I noticed her on the playground with her friends. So it eventually turned into me chasing her, poking her, playing the little last hits game and all that stuff. And it kind of just went, it kind of rolled on, it went one thing after the other. Then we started sending little love notes to each other and these little cheesy cards through our friends.
But at first, he was way into me, little boy, but I was little girl grossed out by boy germs and stuff, and I kind of was not interested in him at all. But he was so persistent. So eventually we went on our little class trip to outdoor school. I don't know if everybody does that, but it's basically you go away for 2 nights or something on a little field trip with your class, and you stay in cabins. So we did a little basket weaving thing together.
You get split into groups. So
we were in the same group.
We ended up getting in the same group, and obviously I was stoked. And at that time I think she kind of liked me back. I could tell. And so we got partnered up to do this basket weaving little contest thing.
So nerdy.
And so we have a lot of pictures of it, so we'll put one right here.
And then so that was a really fun trip for us that kind of brought us a lot closer at that age. And then we got back, and obviously things kept going. So then it was Valentine's Day, and Ben got me a present. I didn't think to get him a present because we were so little, and I don't think 8-year-olds think, oh, I'm gonna go up to the store with all the money I have. On
Valentine's Day I gave her a present, and I didn't expect anything back because we weren't dating. It was I had a crush on her type thing, so I got her something. And then I guess she felt bad, so the next day she came up to me and gave me a little box of chocolates.
Yeah.
With this card.
Okay,
this is the card she gave to me.
It has seen better days. Obviously, it's super old, 13 years old.
The front of it says, "To Ben, thanks for the Valentine's Day presents. I love them." And then, inside it says, "I was wondering if on Sunday at 3 p.m. you would want to come bowling with my brother Mia and I until 4:30, and then come to my house and we would order pizza. We would pick you up and take you home around 6. Call," and it puts her number, her home number,
my house number.
And then it says Ben plus Krista equals heart and a big heart, and then it says from Krista, and then the back's just got some hearts.
That is what the inside looks like. My writing is so horrible. I was only 8, but that was really special.
Look, I kept it all this time. I still have this card, our very first date card. So from then on, we, for the rest of elementary school, we went on little cheesy, little kid dates, to the wave pool or walk to school together because we both lived in the same neighborhood and
community dances, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then we also would send notes to each other back and forth between our classes. Sometimes we'd pass them between our friends and leave notes in each other's school desks. And then we also kind of wrote each other poems, made little gifts. I used to make these little sculpture ceramic gifts, bake them in my oven. I'd do the crafts with my mom and just give them to Ben.
I think it's still in my closet. I have this little one that's a heart and it says Ben plus Krista.
Oh, we'll show you guys that. So that's basically what led up until grade 7 when we graduated elementary school. So that was basically the first little bit of our relationship.
And then the summer going into grade 8, we went on a little camping trip with my parents.
Our first vacation ever.
Yeah. And we went to this lake. It was a big step because both of us like were so like, she was like obviously homesick because like
I was only 12.
Yeah, we were like 12 and 13, so like it was pretty crazy to go like on a family vacation.
Yeah.
Like it was weird, but
it was really fun.
Awesome.
It was
like
lots of fun. One of the best like
yeah
trips of our lives. And then we went into high school, and a lot of people say and told us like, oh, you're going to high school, there's so many more people, there's so many more fish in the sea. But despite all of that, when we got there, we were still each other's fishes.
And I still have this fish.
So halfway through grade 8, Ben actually got me a promise ring, and that was really, really special. I still have it, and I've worn it this entire time up until he proposed to me recently, a few months ago. So that was really special.
So in grade 11, we're
16.
Yeah, and we unfortunately decided to take a little bit of a break.
When school started in September.
Yeah, so we took like 3 months, I would say, 3 or 4 months apart. Like we were kind of like just hanging out with our friend groups and stuff. Like we didn't really see each other at all. Like obviously at school because we're in the same high school, but we didn't really talk. And then like about 3 months into that, we both sort of realized that
it was freaking horrible.
Yeah,
and that's not the way it was supposed to be.
And we started talking, and then like by the 4th month we're back together.
Back together, if you will.
Like yeah, not like everybody knew we were back together. It was sort of like a discreet back together. And then I'd say by the 5th month we were like back together. So we just took a short break because I don't know.
Yeah, we just took a break, and then like it was kind of nice though because it made us realize how much we actually
like valued each other and loved each other,
and
like,
how weird it was not being with like your soulmate, because we're definitely like
we've literally grown up together, done everything together.
Yeah.
So it was weird not like waking up, texting her in the morning, and like going to school together, going out for brunch together. It was just weird. So now we're here back together.
So we got back together. So then our senior year came along, grade 12, and we were obviously still together by that point. And we had a lot of our fun grad events, like dress up weeks. We have a ton of pictures we'll include, and prom and stuff like that. So that was really fun.
It was lots of fun. And
obviously we did graduate together as a couple.
So after high school, we both applied to the same university, just 2 different programs. We both were accepted.
He applied to business and I applied to communications.
Yep. And so the first midterm week rolled around, and me being me, I just sent her a picture, like a Craigslist ad, saying Kitten for sale. And it had no pictures, or it did have a picture, and she like looked at it, oh my god, it's so cute, and I was like, yes, we need one, like let's buy one right now. But
I was super stressed out because of midterms, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, an adorable kitten, let's get it. So that is when we bought Leo for $50.
Yep.
And we got him in November of 2014.
Yep.
So he was our first family member, our first little baby.
We didn't tell our parents. We just bought a kitten and brought him home.
We snuck it into my house.
And like they were mad at first, and now like nobody would let him go.
Yeah. So when we began university, I started working as a nanny. I worked for a couple of families. So I worked for a 2-year-old who had a brother who was 8 weeks old. Then I also worked for just a little 2-year-old girl. And then my main job was 6-month-old twins, boy-girl twins, and then
adorable,
a 3-year-old boy. So that became a really regular job for me. That was like my main source of income. And they were so cute. So I started working there when they were 6 months old, and I stayed with the family until the twins were 22 months old. So I just stopped working for them pretty recently, like after I found out I was pregnant and stuff like that. But it was amazing. I was so close with the family. They were like a second family to me. Ben was really close with them as well. He would come over and look after the twins with me all the time. And
we went on vacation with them, like...
Yeah, we actually went on a family vacation with them and their parents for a few nights, and that was really fun. We also stayed at their house and watched them for an entire week while their parents were away in Mexico. So basically we were both really, really, really close with the family, and we had a lot of experience with babies and little kids.
We love kids.
We love kids.
They're like, I don't know, they're just so fun. So while Krista was nannying the little twins and the other couple families, I was working construction down in like where we live until I actually landed a job in Nunavut. So, sounds weird, yeah, I worked in Nunavut at a gold mine. I was doing that for about 5 months until I had to go back to school because I did it over the summer.
So while Ben was in Nunavut, we were doing long distance. The way it kind of worked was he was away for 2 weeks and then he was back for 2 weeks. So it's not like he was away all for the whole 5 months. I'd get to see him for 2 weeks or 10 days at least every interval or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. And
he did that because it made a lot of money. Obviously not everybody wants to work in Nunavut. It's a really hard job.
Yeah, it's 12-hour days, 14 days straight. It's hard work, but it pays off.
Yeah, so we made a lot of money, Ben being away for all that time. When Ben was back from Nunavut, school started in September. I was supposed to get my period on September 24th, but my period is super regular, TMI, and I did have the tracker apps, so I always knew when it was going to be happening or when I was ovulating, whatever. And before I actually missed my period, for the like 2 weeks before that, we had a feeling that I was pregnant.
Yeah, like she got implantation bleeding, which we know now. We didn't know at the time. We were like, whoa, what is this? So we looked it up and it was what we thought was implantation bleeding.
Yeah.
So we sort of had a feeling that she was pregnant, but we weren't like 100%.
And
so we like knew for
wait,
about 2 weeks.
Yeah, we wanted to wait right until I was actually supposed to get my period so that when we took a test, it would be 100% accurate.
Yeah.
We didn't want to just get like the faint line and not know for sure. So we waited, and then on September 24th, obviously we found out that we were pregnant, and we were super excited.
Best day ever.
We are going to upload a how we found out we were pregnant, like a whole little video of our pregnancy up until we actually started YouTube.
When we hit 500 subscribers, stay tuned, and that's when we're gonna upload the video because it's a really exciting memory for us to look back on when we're older and for our babies to look at when we're older.
Yeah.
So
we're gonna celebrate with that.
So the plan was to propose in the summer of 2015, but with me being away, it just didn't feel like the right timing to do it. So I waited until November. I already knew that we were pregnant at that time, but that wasn't really why I proposed. I was gonna propose before we found out we were pregnant.
So we didn't just get engaged because little baby Bean was on the way. We were actually supposed to get engaged before that, but then it just didn't work out that way, so.
Oh well, we're here today together,
and we're happy. So we moved in together in November.
Yeah, so we had to set up, because her parents were so nice to let us have the whole basement suite in the house here.
So that's where we are living. We have a 2-bedroom basement suite in my parents' basement.
But we had to renovate it before I moved in. This was a games room. Our bedroom right now was a games room to start, so we had to renovate this whole room,
and the nursery was an office.
Yeah, so it took about a month from when we found out we were pregnant for when I moved in. So glad it's all done now though.
I know. So that might answer some of you guys' questions. A lot of you ask like what our living situation is right now, and we do live in the basement suite of my parents' house. So we don't actually have to pay any rent. They're kind enough to let us stay here for free. So that is our current living situation. We are probably going to be moving out in January. My parents really want us to stay here with the baby until Christmas so we can all celebrate Christmas together close by, because we're not exactly sure. Obviously we can't predict the future, but we didn't always plan to stay living in this city, so we might be moving out of it, so they just want to make sure we can all be really close as a family before then.
Finally, we are going to be getting married in August.
Yeah, so August 17th is our wedding date, and we have booked a venue and everything. We're working on catering and stuff like that right now.
We're just planning the wedding. It's actually a lot more work than I thought it was going to be. Like,
it is.
There's so many more things to think about than you think. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But we're so excited. Like,
super excited.
Oh, it's only like, what, 5 months away?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
We chose to get married on August 17th because that is the same date that my parents got married, and it's also the same date that my grandparents got married. So it's kind of like a cute little tradition that we want to have together. So that is basically it for our love story and how we met and everything. Now we're going to answer some frequently asked questions that you guys always have for us.
So one of the first questions we get asked a lot is, do you guys have a name for the baby?
We have talked about baby names for like the last 2 or 3 years we've had boy and girl names picked out. So a lot of people value like travel, or they value like their career or school, but for us, family has always been like our
family's number one
priority. Yeah, we've always wanted to have a family. We always wanted to be young parents. So we have names picked out.
But we aren't going to tell you guys today just because we're going to have a whole new video of a name reveal closer to her due date.
Yeah, but a little hint is that we really do like, for girls, K names. So there's your hint. Another question that we get asked all the time is if we're going to be doing a nursery tour, and the answer is yes. We are definitely going to be doing a nursery tour.
Another question that we get asked a lot is, how do we financially support ourselves?
Ben worked in none of it for quite a while, and the pay there was really, really good.
It was good.
So we definitely saved up that money for ourselves.
And a huge plus is that we don't have to pay rent.
Yeah,
so
right now we're not paying rent. So we had an opportunity to save a lot of money while we're staying here for free.
We do have income coming in as well right now.
Ben just goes to night school and he works full-time 2 jobs.
Yeah. Finally, the last question we get asked a lot is, were we trying for a baby?
The answer to that is yes and no, because we had not been using birth control, like an actual form of birth control, since we graduated high school in grade 12. We always knew that we wanted to be young parents. We always knew that we wanted to have a family. We love babies. Obviously, me being a nanny and Ben like helping me out there sometimes, we had experience with babies and knew that they were super wonderful little things, and we definitely wanted one of our own. So we decided that if we did get pregnant, then we would be super happy. If we didn't get pregnant, then that's okay. It just wasn't meant to be. So we just decided basically if it was meant to be, it would be, and we got pregnant in September, and we're really, really excited about it.
And now we are so happy. We're a happy little family.
And we're starting our little family, yeah. So that is it for our draw a relationship, get to know us kind of video. We really hope you enjoyed it.
Don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. And we will see you guys in our next video. Thanks for watching.